So another question we often get from our stakeholders in transportation is, where does the money go to? Well, I'm here to provide some of the answers for you. You'll find a lot more information about that also on this website. And again, if you've got a question, we'd be happy to answer it. So the majority of funding that we get for transportation goes to roads and bridges. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that, but one of the reasons is it's very expensive. As you can probably imagine, constructing roads and constructing bridges in Minnesota is very challenging. It's also very challenging to maintain and operate those roads and bridges. I don't know if you were in Minnesota during this last winter, but as you might expect, Minnesota took a wallop this last year in terms of snow and ice service. We feel like it was constantly snowing here in Minnesota. And so funding for maintenance and operations is also critically important. We find it's also important in maintenance in particular because the more we're able to maintain the infrastructure, the less we have to do to reconstruct the infrastructure over the life of the asset. So the majority of the funding that comes in from the main user taxes, the gas tax, again, 28.5 cents for every gallon, registration tax, also known as tab fees, or motor vehicle sales tax, goes to support roads and bridges in Minnesota. Some of that funding is spent on the state system, which we refer to as the trunk highway system, or the local system, so your county roads and your city roads. We also have other modes of transportation here in Minnesota. We have aviation, we have ports, rails, and waterways, and we also have transit. Transit services in particular are a critical component for moving people on our system. The other modes are critically important as well, but really critical for moving freight on our system. Our economy is supported by businesses which rely on freight movement, getting goods to market and raw materials to manufacturers. And all of these funding components are critically important to making the whole system work.